Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time has returned once again, and this time to the blood bank. I hope that you have your blood ready, because Limbs and Things and the Bombastic Betties are going to want them, especially this team, Limbs and Things. It is the Undead team, coached by Husker Fan in his red and blue uniforms of, it's kind of a, nice looking uniforms for Undead people, I would think. Maybe the red is Bloodstains. Anyway, so here we have the Bombastic Betties in their blue green outfits and very colorful feathers. Alright, I think we're going to be getting ready for this. This is the home stadium of the Undead. I presume all those people in the stadiums are dead, or maybe they are soon to be. We shall see. Alright, we're going to go for this coin toss. It's kind of the heads versus heads thing, because, there's the sun and then there's the skull. But anyway, alright. Looks like Limbs and Things will be kicking off to the Bombastic Betties. Limbs and Things are set up here with 3 in the back, 1 in the middle, sort of as a fast reserve, and a whole bunch on the line there. Bombastic Betties looks like they're going to have a couple receivers and a couple in the back. Now, they actually have a kicker. In this particular case, they have brilliant coaching. Limbs and Things will get an extra team reroll. That's a pretty big bonus for them. They actually are the team favored to win because they have a much higher team value. Oh, and they are not able to pick it up. It is a loner, and so the ball goes falling down. That is their star player that they got for this. The mercenary player was it Toxophile Huntress, who is the thrower who came in just for this game. Of course, they wanted to give it to her because she is the the better player they got for this game, and unfortunately she couldn't pick it up. So the Limbs and Things, who are the favored to win, get a jump on them. Limbs and Things are and they just kind of run up to the field there to get themselves in place. Anyway, I think it was probably a little bit of bonus, or they're probably still asleep, still coming out of their torpor. Alright, Amazons are going to go forward. The reason why Limbs and Things are favored to win is they have a very high team value. This is a very highly experienced team. And as you can see, the Bombastic Betties are not quite as experienced. They were throwing it back to have it in a protected area, but cannot hold on to the ball. And so now Limbs and Things, having come out of torpor, are going to start pushing forward. They're going to start with a block in both directions. I like how the guy just looked like he sort of pulled back and yelled. Oh, and a zombie is going to try to amble by, but he's going to get tripped by one of the Bombastic Betties. This has already a comedy of errors going back and forth. The Bombastic Betties can't seem to hold on to the ball, and the Limbs and Things don't seem to be able to maneuver. So now Bombastic Betties are going to get up to the line of scrimmage there. They're going to get themselves set up at the front. And looks like they have a gap there on their right. Oh. And now they're going to go up for that ball. And got it. Now they're going to pass again. It seems like a lot of passing that's very unnecessary. I don't understand why they don't just have who they want pick up the ball instead of having somebody else pick it up and just sort of throw it randomly. But anyway, so now Limbs and Things are going to run by there, and the Ghoul is going to pick up the ball. They're growing impatient with just sort of standing around waiting for these Bombastic Betties to do something, and they're going to get the ball themselves. By the way, that was I guess they were expecting the thrower to be able to throw it to the catcher, but again, why they didn't just have the catcher run up and pick it up to begin with, even on the first turn, because they kind of tossed it twice. They gave it to one player, then to another, then to another. Why not just give it to the first player to begin with is a little bit beyond me, especially because the ball was kicked close to her at the beginning. So not sure why they didn't do that, but now Limbs and Things are going to start pushing forward. Now it's a domino effect, hitting one Bombastic Betty into another, into another. And they're knocking through even on the opposite side. They're making a lot of room. Gonna try for getting some more Undead on their team. what the Undead tend to do. They tend to steal players from other teams. And they're going to run up there to that ghoul. Get some more tacklers up there to try to help support. And they're going to start knocking him away on this other side first. Oh, and they injured one of the undead. What is that called when you injure an undead? You just kind of, I guess, knock away some of their limbs. I mean, this is called Limbs and Things after all, so I'm sure they have some extra limbs sitting around. And now they have, they're going for a, the blitz on the opposite side. It seems a little odd that they're using the reroll here instead of over on the opposite side. And now they're going to foul. That is another risky move because you could end it right there. Now they finally are going to go after the ball player, and they get merely a dodge. Even with all the help there, they merely knock him back. And they get a double knockdown. That brings us over to Limbs and Things. They're going to rise up from the dead there and start pushing through with those mummies. Those mummies have been really powerful. Although, even with all their power, they're just going to knock them around and knock one of them into one of the mummies, sending him over further to some of them. And there goes that same exact zombie who tried to amble through before, is now once again going through, and he manages to get through. He's going for a blitz. He's going to knock one of the bombastic Betties into the way of the ball carrier, but she is no longer interfering with him, and so Limbringer is opening. That was Heath that did that. Now Limbringer is going to go. He is free to slip down the sideline. He is at about, what is that? It's 18, between 18 and 14, whatever that is. And they go in for the tackle. Bombastic Betties are going to take down Limbringer. Oh, Limb Grinder, sorry. And the ball goes falling out of bounds, flies back into the field, over to one of the Bombastic Betties. Oh, she stumbles with it. Can she catch it? It's going to be a reroll. And she has it. Bombastic Betties have the ball again, and she's free and open to go in for a touchdown. But she's going to go over here first and get a knockdown. That once again, bad move by Bombastic Betties. They had the ball. She hadn't taken the turn yet. She could have gone running down that side, was free and open to do so, but instead chose to go attack with somebody else that got knocked down. Goes over to Limbs and Things. And they're going to just knock some of them around. They're going to surround the ball carrier. She was free and clear to go, but now they're going to surround her and take her down. That's Elena something. Atina Thrasso is down and knocked unconscious. And the ball is going to go free down next to one of the Limbs and Things players. The mummy's going to knock one of them back. And it goes over to the, to the Bombastic Betties. I did say that the Limbs and Things were favored to win. They were favored to win because the players had a lot of experience, but I didn't expect their choices to be this much better. But now they are knocking some of them down or around there, and one of them's going to come running around to where the ball is. Now there is the good choices the Bombastic Betties need to be making. She has gone around behind him, knocked down one of them. Now one of them has the ball and cannot pick it up. She uses and once again, it is Toxophile, the Huntress, cannot get the ball, cannot get it into her hands. And like I say, she is she's the mercenary they paid extra for. And unfortunately, she is not showing herself worth the money. She just cannot hold on to the ball. And they're going to knock some of them away from that ball, some of them that are nearby. And along the line, the mummy's going to knock back some of these Amazons on the line. I would not want to take a hit from a mummy like that. That's why I'm in this box and not on the field. Oh, And there is a tackle from the white. That is Vlad the Blood Drinker. Took down Tisapil Derano. Forgive me, these names are hard to pronounce, and I am incompetent. Alright, staying on this other side of the field. It's strange, both sides like to deal on the opposite side of the field from where the ball actually is. Now, that is nice that they're knocking them down, but the ball is over here, and in fact, once again, they have people near that ball. They could be going and picking it up, but they are messing around on their left side of the field. And here comes one of them, picks it up, comes over, picks it up. It is not a loner, so she would be able to get a reroll. I'm surprised she stopped where she was. She could have continued on, but alright, they're going to stand up and start knocking some of these, some of them further away from the ball carrier. Now goes the limbs and things. They do have plenty of room to go around and start, although they are going after one of them that does not have the ball. I guess I give a little bit more credit to the undead, being that they are undead and their brains aren't exactly working as well. But now they're going to go around. The white is going to get into the way of the ball carrier. And now the zombie's going to go in behind. They've already used their blitz, so they cannot use it now. But they're going to box her in. And now on this other side, where everybody seems to love fighting, the fight continues. That's one mummy. We can't see the result from here. We're just going to have to actually watch it. Ah, and that's the result. I like how he hits her, but he just kind of keeps picking his finger as he's doing it. Oh! She even raises her hand like, okay, I'm the one about to be hit. Toxophile, the Huntress, is stunned. That is their star player that they paid for, and it's not been doing very much, but they now have the ball carrier very much boxed in there. Or triangled in, I guess, as the case may be. It's going to be difficult for her to get out of there, but they're going to have to figure some way out of this little hole here. Oh! That was interesting. She kind of does a little dance there as the white swings at her. Okay, they're going to knock their opponents around. Looks like they're probably going to go off the mountain. Oh, no, here we go. Here comes the blitz to clear away. Oh! And two skulls in a row brings down Aldikid is dead! Al-Kadilk is dead and will join the Undead team. So now they have an Amazonian on their team. I like the Undead in that respect because of the fact that they're kind of like a museum of other teams. They probably have a bunch of these people from these various teams. And so, and that was on the Amazon turn. The Amazons were going to try to clear the way for the ball carrier, but instead, the white takes the life of one of them and takes down the ball. So now it's free and open, and they're going to claw her while she's on the ground. Therese, the Invoker, is now injured. And we go to the locker room for a halftime. And that was a horrible thing to happen to the Bombastic Betties on their last turn. Here they were going to go to the locker room and have a pep talk. Instead, they're having a memorial in there. Now, they have this one as dead and injured killed, but no, she's actually not there. She is on the Undead team, so she is sort of semi-alive and well. Well, semi-alive and, well. Alright, so getting themselves set up for the second half. Bombastic Betties have had a bad first half. Let's see if they can turn it around in the second. They have sort of a scattered defense there, with a 2 on each side and 1 in the middle on the line, and I didn't see the limbs and things yet. The ball is halfway up. We're just hearing some movement around there. It looks like, wow, they have an interesting sort of setup back there. The changing weather is nice. They have a sort of I formation in the middle, 2 in the rear, thin front, but the mummies are in the middle, and a couple of a few receivers on the side. It almost looks like I have too many players. They're kind of all over that backfield. But as I said, Limbs and Things are an experienced team with an experienced coach, so let's see if they can, what they can do with this. Alright, they've picked up that ball. They have a nice little box there, but they're way in the backfield, so they have a long way to go to get to the end zone. The one that moved first, you notice the ball was hanging there, it's because they have a kickoff receiver. And they're going to, the Bombastic Betties are going to start real strong with a blitz, and of course comes out as a skull, so they're going to have to do a reroll. Used up one of the rerolls already, just to push back a zombie. And they're going to push back the ghoul as well. So, oh no, they're actually going to knock him down. So they have a little bit of a gap there on that left. Now they're going to go up in the center. And they're once again just going to have a strong line right there in the center. Oh, and there we go. They had a gap there on their right side because so many of them went back. The entire backfield is back there, so they don't really have any center. The rest of them are going to try to push forward the main center line itself. And the Amazons, now with a big opening, are instead going to choose to go after the mummy there. And they're both going to get knocked down. Well, it is sort of a trade-off. A regular lineman or linewoman versus mummy. You take out each of those. The mummy is the bigger loss. However, the linewoman is stunned while the mummy will be coming back this turn. Now the ball is moving over there to the left. They're going to move their players. Even though the Bombastic Betties have actually gotten a player off in that direction, usually you want to go off in the other direction. But yeah, it looks like what they're going to do is create a gap over there on that left. She's clapping for it, going, yeah, I like this pain. Bring it to me, bring it to me. Oh, I like that pain. That is a true Blood Bowl player who likes to take on that pain. And now pushing forward on the opposite side. And now going to push forward on this opposite side. And to the Bombastic Betties, they're going to put themselves over to that as I give a little bit more strong right. But as oftentimes, this is an interesting strategy that this coach likes to attack on the opposite side from where the ball actually is for some reason. I'm not quite sure what the logic is there. But he's going to start with that. I mean, the risk is, of course, that there might be a turnover before they get any players on the side with the ball. But I'm sure they have their reasons why they want to attack on that side. And there is a double skull having to do a reroll. Then they get a knockdown. Wow, that is a small woman going on against a big mummy. Actually, she's not a small woman, but up against a gigantic zombie like that. And now they go after the blitz on this opposite side. Not exactly sure the choice of the blitzes either. And going up against the mummy, not always the wisest choice, especially when you get those 2 red dice there. I myself do not even like rolling when I got a couple of reds. I try to go after somewhere else. But Bombastic Betties are risk takers. And now the ghoul is going way off on the right. That is a receiver going out there wide. In case of a throw. It looks like they're really liking this to run it. However, the Bombastic Betties do have a pretty good defense right in front of them, and so the Limbs and Things are getting themselves set up for a throw if it becomes necessary. And yeah, even their blitz action pushes the Bombastic Betties aside a little bit, but does not actually completely fulfill a gap there. So they might end up needing to throw. However, they have just created a gap by knocking aside that Amazon. And now the mummy's causing a chain reaction here. Goes back to the Bombastic Betties. And now they're on the side where the ball actually is. They're getting themselves up and continuing their defensive side. And now, once again, going to the opposite side. I do not understand this sort of strategy. You only end up risking a turnover without actually affecting where the ball really is. We will see if the Bombastic Betties end up proving that to be a good choice. Their blitzer is gone to block the catch, which is what this might turn into, because they are successfully holding them on that left side. Oh, it looked like the ball went over to the Bombastic Betties, but remains in the hands of the white. Conrad the Unrivaled. I almost said unraveled there. That would actually be the name of a mummy. And the receiver going out wide, going towards the touchdown, going to get himself set up and ready for that. He risks doing a go for it. He is right next to the end zone there. Oh, wow, there is a massive pile up right there. Watch out for the 405 because there's a bunch of Amazons being knocked aside, one after the other. There was another couple of skulls, so they use up another reroll. It looks like Limbs and Things have 2 remaining, and Bombastic Betties have 4. They really haven't been, well, they have been using their rerolls. I would think that they would have used up a bit more. The Ghoul is gonna go in and knock that Amazon aside, so now they have their left side free and open, but they're still gonna try to get rid of that Amazon over there, and they do it. Knock her to the side. And now, yes, the, what's his name? Conrad the Unrivaled has a free open, but he dodges around. He doesn't go running forward very far. He just kind of gets himself open there. Now Andromeda Andrixia is injured. That was once again on the other side. Now, that's the thing. Limbs and Things are doing things a little bit more like you would expect. They're doing stuff on the side of the field with the ball and then onto the other side. All right, now the Amazons have sent down one of their receivers, or one of the throwers, to try to keep the ball from being thrown to the receiver who's long down there. And now here comes the blitz going in, and as on their go for it action, she gets knocked down, but she's going to re-roll that. But this re-roll doesn't do any good. In fact, she had a great chance for that, but there's just one of the other problems that Bombastic Betties have just been having this game. It is not, that was actually a good choice on their part. Maybe the roll itself for tackling might not have been as successful, but the go for it roll should have been successful. And yeah, I think it was like, instead of 83%, basically on a 6-sided die, anything but a 1, and rolled that one twice in a row. So that was just really bad luck for them. They finally made the right decision. I really hate to see that, when somebody finally makes the right decision and they are punished for it. They finally got there, did what they needed to do, and she was just not able to make the yardage. Alright, as you've been seeing, as I've been chatting, the Limbs and Things have been pushing forward on their left. They're now pushing through on the center. And now here comes the blitz action right in the middle. And with a headbutt, she goes down. Athena Thrasso is stunned, and he continues his movement with the blitz. Goes back to the Bombastic Betties. Now, you'll notice, actually, that Conrad is actually open there, and so they might be able to go after him again. Hopefully this time they will not falter on their go for it roll. However, they're using up their blitz action on the opposite side of the field. Now, this is unquestionably a bad choice, and all she does is knock over an irrelevant player to the side, and now she's going to knock this player into the end zone, which only makes it so that now he can catch it. And one of the Amazons is actually going after the player with the ball, but gets tripped up as she's going for it. She tries to do the reroll. She does, and she doesn't even go to intercept him. She's just simply going to be over to the side. He has a clear and open way there. Another one's trying to get there, but does not have the yardage to get there. So Limbs and Things, it can just walk this into the end zone. Oh, they're just going to tease them by going one space away. They're not even going to get it all the way in there. They're going to instead send a ghoul over there to protect against Tessapile. And they're just going to protect him on all the different sides. Probably just run this clock down so that the Amazons will not have enough time to make a touchdown on their side. The Bombastic Betties have just really used up a lot of great opportunities. And then the few times when they actually got it right and made the right choice, they just had the most horrible luck. This has just really been a bad game for them. Hopefully, they will be learning. And Athena Thrasso is dead. Another one joins the ranks of the Undead. These Undead, as well, Siamtu the Third is sent off. I would hope that just going up and stepping on one of the opposite players and killing them would get somebody thrown out of a game, but you never know at Blood Bowl here. So the Amazons, I would say this is a building game for them, but now they have lost 2 players to death this game, and that only feeds the Undead. They have simply become stronger. That is really sad. You hate to see players just kind of ruthlessly killed for no good reason. Oh, and there goes one of them. Actually, that was a brave play on the part of Chutes, who dodges through over there to get in to interfere with the ball carrier. Hopefully that will pay off for her. He's going to, however, knock into her. He's actually going to knock her out of bounds. So the ball player, one space away from the end zone, is not even going to go in. He's instead going to just knock her into the audience, who then goes about kicking that Amazon around. That's your usual Blood Bowl viewers. Soccer viewers have nothing on Blood Bowl viewers. And they're once again going to go in there and foul. You know, this coach really encourages that. This Husker fan, he always trains his players a little bit of cardio, a little bit of leg day, and a lot of fouling the opposite player. All right, they're gonna once again going after players who are not involved in this game, or really not involved. I shouldn't say involved in this game, but not involved in the important things going on. And they use a reroll that ends up in a skull. And once again, that's what I'm talking about. When you deal with parts of the field that are not relevant to what's going on, you're going to wind up with a turnover, especially when you have 2 red dice. And now Limbs and Things gets the only touchdown in this game. It is Conrad, the Unrivaled, who has been doing well this game. He really should turn out to be player of the game. Now here's some of the Amazonians apparently going out to cheer for them. They're going, yeah, take us. Our team is not doing very well, so take us on your side. But although that would be calling for the Undead to take them. But then again, I guess that just sounds like a Twilight novel. So there you go. Then injured, just a lot of them. The knocked out Bombastic Betties are going to come back into this game, but just a bit too late. They only have 1 play less left in this game. They're just going to get themselves set up. Probably give just an honorable look at the end of this game, or an honorable last turn. Maybe do it in memory of their fallen players. They're going to kick the ball into their hand. Now she can pick it up. After this entire game of Toxophile Huntress not being able to pick it up, she finally picks it up at the very end. She really did not show herself worthy of the money that they paid her to play at this game. But they're going to go up there. They're going to finally show good form. Now, this is the kind of form you want to show, actually dealing with the side of the field that works. Hopefully now, after this game, the coach has learned and the players have learned what they need to do, and they're falling into place. Maybe they've weeded out the bad players, and yeah, they're learning this is how you set yourself up. So hopefully what we're seeing now is what they will be doing in the next game that we see with them, or rather the next competition, because this competition is going to be ending soon. And that's it. That'll do it for us here. That was that was one of our last games. That was the third in the schedule. So we have the winner, the Mummy. Actually, once again for the MVPs, I do not understand the choices here. Barut the Third. I mean, I did see him a bit. Actually, it kind of sounds like what the dwarves scream. Barut the Third. Anyway, Mummy is one of them. Barut the Third and Aedon Sinope. Hopefully, she wasn't one of them that was killed. But that is the Amazon player of this game. The statistics, the Bombastic Betties only had it for like 12% of the game. That was not very long, and they took a lot of blocks and 2 deaths sustained. That is, that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is a sad sight. The team is really going to suffer for it. Brew the Third got 7. Conrad the Unrivaled got 5 points. That was, I guess, why he wasn't the player of the game, but I would actually give that to him as the MVP. Aedon Sinope with 5, and Arsip Star Reader of the Bombastic Betties. That's the experience you're going to have. Use it well, because you're going to need it. Alright, and there's your dice rolls for those who are interested. That'll do it for us here. We're going to have one more game left in this competition, as I was saying. This is the 3rd day in that series, so the last one will be coming up. Thank you for watching. We hope you're enjoying this. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming, everybody.